Hello everybody, and welcome to, believe it or not, probably our fourth attempt to do episode 9 of Alan Wake 2. As I was starting to say a few moments ago, normally the really severe technical issues are limited to like the first episodes, because then we sort of figure it out and get everything working properly. But the streaming software and the whole setup has really become very, very unsteady in the last couple days. So what we're going to do is we're still going to be picking up exactly where we left off before. Yes, so no content will have been skipped. However, the first like couple minutes here are going to be a little bit familiar because we did attempt to do this yesterday, and then the technical issues just sort of like threw the whole stream akimbo. So where we are now, we're going to head on downstairs. The good news is that means that we're entering into this with a sense of purpose, because at the end of the previous functional episode, we discovered that it's time to take Saga Anderson into sort of like the back area of the retirement home, which is still not that way. And we're going to go check out some of the areas that have been de-flooded. While we came in, hello to Grumpy, Maxine, and also Cozy Plays. Cozy Plays had just started up a stream of Graveyard Keeper, but was just noting that they have, she's played it before. So, yeah, we've got a couple pages to pick up. We know exactly where they are, and then we're going to use some bolt cutters on a fence, and then that will officially be as far as I have been.
When Cynthia Weaver was downstairs at breakfast, Rose snuck into her room. With all the lamps in the room, it took her a while to find the one with an angel. Luckily, the dream Alan had sent her had been very clear. Rose was certain that Cynthia would not miss one lamp. She had so many. Tonight, Rose would put the lamp in a shoebox and let it sink into the garden pond. That's what Alan wanted. That's how she could help him. The thought made her whole body buzz with joy. Cynthia knew the lamp was missing the very moment she came back to her room. She was overcome by grief. It had been Tom's lamp, one of the few things that reminded her of him. It had not worked in a long time, with the cord severed and the light switch gone. But there are other kinds of lights than the ones we can see. The invisible light of the angel lamp had held Cynthia together all these years. With tears welling in her eyes, she didn't see the shadows shifting in the corners of her room.
All right, and hello to Caroluna. Caroluna, I hope that you've had a great Monday. Okay, so we grabbed that, and then I just want to double check our trajectory. Oh, wait, we got to jump up into the gazebo because we found a page there. Yeah, any feedback you guys... Pirate Percy's and Kaz! Hello to Pirate Percy's. I hope that you're having a great Monday as well. Hold on. Any feedback on how things look and sound, just because it's been so unsettled lately, would be very, very helpful.
It's 1988. A face-off between deities on the rim of Cauldron Lake, high above its dark waters. Thunder roared, the old gods facing something even more powerful, something harder to define even. Or, changing the perspective, raving lunatics all, caught up in the frenzy of a shared delusion. The old gods, the corsairs of the Sea of Night, and the Dark One who yearned to stand in between, who had always stood in between, who would soon stand in between. We help you, you stay away from our family, Tor Anderson snarled over the thunder. Yes, until you all come to me, came the answer. That's never gonna happen, shouted Odin. I will take this as collateral, shall you remember our deal, said the Dark One. Blood arched from Odin's face as he fell to his knees. Lightning hit the dark figure on the cliff, and with that, he was gone. Tor rushed to his brother. Are you all right, bro? Effectively blind in that moment, the eye patch covering his left eye, his hand over the now empty socket of his right, blood oozing out of it. Odin cursed. The bastard took the wrong eye.
Kaz is saying happy Monday. Kaz, happy Monday to you. I hope that you've had a great start to the week. Mine was, as they tend to be, busy but productive. And this is going to be a little bit of an unusual week because I've got a little bit of time off coming up at the end of the week to deal with. So, just for the record, this is officially as far as we went in the previous episode. Let me actually reload some stuff here. Oh, and I do not have my... what's it called? crossbow, which I would actually really like to have, but we don't have it right now. So we're here in what was previously like the completely like flooded out woods. We're gonna take a look around to see if we can find any lunchboxes or whatever, and then otherwise go get those cult stashes. Kierlun is asking if Mondays can even be good. Well, this was an exciting Monday for some people. I think people that were really hyped up for the Factorio release probably consider it to be a really good Monday. Like, I think that Maxine's here. I should have asked her. I hope that Maxine is here.
We had a guest lined up. I had it
Okay.
written down here somewhere.
So, you're
What's
kidding
it
me.
say?
You're kidding me.
Jim Finn.
I do not want to go back but we need these resources. What's the simplest way to do this? Yikes. Because that means that every other thing that we pick up, if I'm full on resources, then we're done. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to run back and have to put back the resources into the shoe boxes.
Every night was bingo night at the Valhalla nursing home. Each time Rose drew a ball from the cage and called out its number, some of the residents shouted bingo, no matter what was on their cards. Some of them sat mute, their cards full, never calling out. Some of them would try to steal the ball from her. Some of them would chastise the others for acting out. It was like herding a clouder of cats. Rose didn't mind. She liked cats. She knew she was where she was supposed to be, with her little Vikings, waiting for the hero to come. Tonight, the residents were restless, more so than usual. Ati was wearing Blum's coveralls again. Tor stood by the phone. Too late. Rose saw the hammer in his hand. The garden lights started to flicker, the darkness and rain pressing against the windows. The time drew nigh.
It's like they have her
Okay.
confused with this
So
guy
I'm sure that the
walking
radio
around.
transmission, the radio play is a lot of fun. But what we're going to do is run back up the hill here. Now, see, don't these indicate that there's like a lunchbox nearby? Let me just look, because I feel like we looked under the woods behind here. Yeah, there's the crossbow bolt. And maybe the arrow is down here or whatever. Yeah, Caroluna is saying that he does not have the new Factorio expansion loaded, although he did get the patch. That is, that's where we're at with it right now as well. So, yeah, we gotta stop by the shoebox and drop off all the stuff. Yeah, this will take us into the main building. Oh, and we need to cut this anyway. We found out during our troubleshooting that you can actually cut the bolt cutter door from either side, which was a relief, because at one point I came up to it from behind ways. Alright, so, yep, we got to get back up to the second floor. Hopefully it's just the second floor. And I think it was over here-ish. Yes. Alright, so I don't want to have to make this hike again. We're going to take out... Yeah, move. Take that out. We're going to take out the... We're probably going to take out most things. Yep, let's take that out. I don't want to take out all my batteries, but can we take out some? Let's take out 3 batteries. And for the time being, we'll put them right there. And then we'll just move this one down a bit and swap it around like that. So that frees up a little bit of space. Then we've got our trauma pads, the rifle ammo, more trauma pads. We're going to move the trauma pads over. Yeah. I need to be a lot more affirmative about healing myself rather than dying and then reloading and then doing slightly better enough that I don't have to reload. So I'm even going to take one more flare out so that we can stack more on that one. All right. Is there anything else? What kind of ammo is this? Is this pistol ammo? That's shotgun ammo. Yeah, we want to keep that. So I'm obviously not going to take out the... What's it called? 4 slots, man. What can you do? One of those is going to go to an arrow. Okay, so how was it that I got there? I think it was through here.
Have you seen the way Tor's been slobbering? over
Okay, here we
Satan's
go.
head? He's like a horny teenager.
Carol Luna's feeling like he might return MechWarrior 5 clans. He's way over the time limit, but he's heard that it's possible that they'll still grant it. You're just not feeling it. I know, Carol Luna, you were saying during your recent stream that there's just a much, much greater emphasis on the lore that it just doesn't speak to you in that way. You sort of wanted to do like the fun combat. You weren't really into it for all the character beats and the story time and the characters and the history of it. So yeah, I mean, if you're just bouncing off it, that combined with the optimization issues, because you were... Okay, I hear bad guys. I feel like we're going to get into a gunfight here pretty soon. Okay, did we not? Okay, so it's right behind us, actually. Here's the arrow. That was a long way to go for an arrow, but I'll be damned if I'm going to leave behind loot. Cozy Play says... She just figured out how to make her PNG tuber wave when people come in. Not graphic or tech savvy, so I'm really proud of myself. Cozy Plays, considering the difficulty that we've had just getting a Steam stream that runs at all, I would say that you are way ahead of the game. Congratulations. Hold on. Oh my god, please, Saga, please. I don't understand how I'm still at one shotgun cartridge. I feel like I've reloaded 3 times. I think what's happening is that I keep getting it...
I need to figure this out on the case board.
interrupted. So that's one of 2. Yeah, Cara Luna, look, if you're not having a good time, and especially given the performance issues that are evident, I feel like it's safe to say, like, hey, I'm hoping for consideration here. Okay, are you fully dead? Part of the reason he stopped using cam is that it was the reason so many issues for me. Also, it's a bit more relaxing without. And then says of clans, hopefully that'll be reason enough. Look, sometimes the technical issues, they don't become apparent right away. And it's not until you get into the more elaborate side of things that you start to realize them. So we do have some arrows pointing up this way. In an Alan Wake section, this would lead us to... Okay, I don't know how I feel about this, because now the arrows seem to be leading in a big circle. There's an arrow. And then this one down here. Let's bookmark the arrows in our memory. And just see if there's anything else here. Hello to Xena! Carol Luna, thank you for the request to quote. There's different gradations of dead in this game. I find. Sometimes they get back up. They keep swinging. Especially the wolves. Okay, so I'm not yet sure what... Oh. Sorry, I actually really enjoy the combat. The ugging that you're hearing is... I'm not sure if I have the resources to make this a good idea. Yeah, they're already aware of me. Okay, that was not firing a shotgun in his face like I'd hoped. Shit. Oh, God.
Coffee world is all smiles.
So this guy's definitely got his shadow armor back, assuming that he's one that I cut it off of from before. Kills!
Fucking monsters.
Okay, where do we stand? I've got one battery left, so even though the next spotlight shine is definitely going to incur like a reload penalty, I'm gonna hold on to it for now. Now, yeah, we were looking for, was it up here? So I'm gonna follow these arrows. This arrow goes here, this arrow goes here. And then, like, what? It doesn't seem to go... Oh, wait. Nope, there is an arrow there. So this arrow points down here, and then you follow it there. There's the arrow. There's the arrow. We follow it. That arrow's pointing in again. This arrow's pointing up again. So this is like a big circle. I earnestly don't know what it might be trying to lead me to, except in a... roundabout way. Maybe you have to like physically walk up to them. Maybe it's like a ritual or something. Like you follow these exact directions. So we'll touch here. Touch here. Yeah, there's the paint that they use to paint it. We'll touch here. We'll keep going. Come on. Keep going. Touch there. The only other thing that I can think is that maybe we're supposed to go down there, but yeah, you guys, I might just walk away from this. And then, by the way, there is one here that is also just pointing up towards that arrow. Killen says, and the other things I don't like about the game are mostly stuff that you don't get to know until you've played a lot more than 2 hours. Yeah, Caroluna, I would say put in the request. The worst they're going to say is no. I think it's somewhat more likely, based on what I've heard, that Steam will take a look at the history of your account and say, oh, well, you haven't been abusing this, so we'll just go ahead and grant it. Like, we'll make an exception this time. But find out. Oh, boy. So, the other thing that we're doing here is I'm trying to get to this. Like, this, we're not just wandering. This is... Oh, no, see, that arrow is pointing in the opposite direction.
Another locked box.
Well, I don't have a key for this. So we're going to have to... Well, let me try out a couple keys. Not that I think that any of these will work. Shortcut key. And then the rest of these are used. Hello to Czar! Czar, that I hope that your day is going well. Now, this makes me concerned that the arrows are pointing their way towards the key. But, again, I haven't found it anywhere. And I don't really want to just wander in circles for this episode. And then there's the arrow. There's another arrow that points in this direction. What on earth is it trying to communicate to me? I don't know. And what we're going to do. Now, here's an arrow that... This is a rare arrow that's pointing in another direction. I know it's not painted on. Oh, hold on, you guys. Because the arrow that's next to the actual staff... So, remember when I said that it was going to have a reload penalty? She paused to reload her flashlight. Okay, cut on the batteries. I think there's a different set of batteries, or arrows. Okay, I would like to know the physics of how he got around that tree. I'm really making a guess that he's back there. I'll say on the plus side, at least these guys are dropping some resources. Czar, I hope that your Monday's going well. So I need to get back on the path because there was a different set of arrows. They were much more subtle, but they're the wooden arrows that were on the ground. Yeah, so we can't interact with this because I don't have the key, but there's a little wooden arrow right here. I want to follow these arrows. Let's disregard the glowy arrows. Yeah, so I want to look at that arrow. So that arrow is pointing over this way. Then we've got another arrow right here. Then we've got another arrow right here. Where do you point? Well, there's another one right here, so I guess we'll follow this. This arrow is pointing this way. And then there's a down. Look down. Maybe it's right here. Bunker wood stash key. Yeah, the glowy arrows are misdirectionists. They do point in a circle. I'm walking the circle and being like, what am I overlooking? It's because they're there to distract you from the much more subtle arrows. And what clued me in was that, seeing that there was an arrow right next to the actual stash. All right. We can't hide from the trees. You can't hide from the trees. We are everywhere. Also, Cozy Place was saying sounds like a raging toddler. Was that the shadow monster guy? So we'll continue on down this way. I'd like to move back towards the path, but also let's keep an eye off the path, specifically because we might find our way to another lunchbox. There actually seem to be two pretty different paths. This is the lower of the two. Whoever was running around yelling. Yeah, the shadow guys are not very well emotionally adjusted. Okay. Well, check out this structure. For all of that said, I have no experience with returning something on Steam. I'm only going based on the stories that I've read from other people that, although they say 2 weeks or 2 hours played, the 2 hours played can be, they can be somewhat generous with that. I think we're going to take a trauma pad because I have too many in my life. And we might even take a set of pills. If I come across any more pills, why don't we take some pain pills? Alright, let me just take a look around up here. So, as we're going, I alluded to at the beginning of the episode that there were some technical issues. So, It had happened in one previous episode, but suddenly the stream was just like dropping a very, very high number of frames. I don't know what's up. I don't know why it was doing that. I don't know why it suddenly started 9 episodes in. But it wasn't Alan Wake 2. It was everything. Like, even sitting, like, starting the stream and starting at, like, a blank screen. Literally a completely black screen, it would be dropping frames. So it really didn't seem like an encoding overload. And... Jesus Christ, that aim. Missing 3 shots just all around his body like that. Carolina has returned a few games, but all have been within the time limits. It's not like... And it's not like 3/4 of the games that I've bought. I'm not convinced that we finished with everything down there, but let's go look at this cult stash that is now very nearby. Alright, so
There's another cult stash. Another one of those cult boxes.
Okay, this one has a picture of a light bulb, which makes me think that we want to look for something around that is a light. And the arrows may not be a red herring this time, or misdirection-y. Well... I'm going to make a quick note of this, just because it's a symbol along the way, but let's not get too married to, like, this has to be it. I'm just going to make a quick note that that's the one that we found. And, hold on, there was another arrow here. Yes, going up this way. Down. Oh, man. Like, that's definitely a down arrow. I feel. Oh, wait, maybe we have to jump down from there? This doesn't seem to be very ritual-based, but I'm not sure. And then there's another arrow... Or are my eyes deceiving me? There's that arrow, but doesn't it look like there's another arrow right there? That said, it is pointing in this direction. So we come to this arrow, we've got that, and then another arrow is right here, and then this arrow is just pointing straight down. Let's see if there's anything beyond it. Well, we do have this one, for what it's worth. I guess I'll just make a quick note about that. Down arrow overlaid slightly on top of up arrow, so it makes sort of the hourglass. Keelan says that out of 340 games he's returned maybe 10 or 15. Yeah, so far 0. And the games in the collection that I would be the most likely to consider returning are ones that I, at the time that I found them so wanting, would probably have felt enough optimism that over time they would get better that I probably would have held on to them. I have no idea. This is not pointing towards anything that I see or recognize. Nothing in the ground. There's no texture. There's no item to find. The trail just peters off with a, hey, look here, dummy. And there's nothing. Czar doesn't think that he's returned a Steam game either. Yeah, I think that there's...
More coffee.
Certainly good reasons to do so. Especially if, like, the game is so unoptimized that it just doesn't run. Okay, this sucks. Wow, this sucks.
Late night poker game.
Oh, God. Hold on. I'm gonna try to walk and heal. Okay. Balls. Damn it! Oh my God. I was just trying to get like a beat on him. Usually I feel like they're stunned for slightly longer than that. Oof. Okay, we both know that you're not leaving me alone. You didn't run out for groceries. Where'd you go?
Right. Falls BS. Falling down. World.
4 bullets left. Well, no longer. That guy happened to be a bunch of ammo. Those guys really seem like jerks. How many axes do they have? They are the #1 importers of axes in all of Washington State. They've really decided that they're going to make that their primary thing. So let me look at the combination lock again, because I get the sense that this one's going to be symbols, not numbers. And I didn't actually look at it before. Mark Quack, I hope that your Monday's going well. I rage quit. Oh, no! Czar rage quit the S Plus Pro run on Saturday. What happened? So this one still has a picture of a light bulb on it, which doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, and it's definitely going to be symbol-based. So, does that... I do want to look on the caseboard before Saga decides to put up everything on her own. A light bulb. But, like, it could be the light will guide your way with the arrows, but then that one just points down. That doesn't mean anything to me. Marquack says, a real axis of evil. So, Marquack, A, sorry, thank you very, very much for the cheer. B, we're having no luck. Oh, there is an arrow pointing to this one. So the trouble is I just don't know what order they'd go in. And that's only 3 symbols. So this one has 2 triangles in front of it. Well, here's another set, but the arrow's pointing away from it. And we'll follow that arrow in just a second. Yeah, so that one's pointing towards the arrows pointing away from each other. We've got that one. And then, where was it? This one's... I'll just maybe make a note of the 2 down arrows, the vampire fangs. Okay, there we go. But yeah, Mark Quack, when we do any sort of, like, test donation to Extra Life, it just doesn't fire. There's no alarm to it. Oh, that might have been pointing to this one, then. Okay, so why don't we take a quick look at the symbols that we've got and see if we can... I don't know if this one marks, like, start here, and also, why is this one down? This is the arrow that doesn't... Still trying to reload. I don't want to die here. You guys, I can't even tell you how much I don't want to die after all this. Okay, I'm out of... So, the good news about the pressure that I felt to clear out the inventory so that I could get everything is... now I don't have like any propane tanks or flares. And by good news, of course, I mean really awful news. The consequence of my decision. Okay, she did at some point reload. So I'm now very low on healing. I really, really don't want to die out here. After about a dozen tries in the village, says Czar. On the plus side, we are coming out with a lot of bullets. I got through to the end and died moments before the end of the chapter. That sounds really, really rough. And that's on, like, professional difficulty, Czar, yeah? So let me try to work my way back to the case, which I'm facing directly towards. And let's try the symbols that we've got in a couple ideas. I don't know what the light bulb means in this case. That is very clearly a clue. So I'm going to go in the order that I found them. We're going to do the arrows that point away from each other. We're going to do the hourglass. And then we're going to do the vampire fangs. No. So we could try vampire fangs, arrows pointing away from each other, hourglass. Nope. And now let's try, what would it be now? Hourglass, arrows pointing away from each other, and then vampire fangs. Wait, did we already do this? Or was this supposed to be vampire fangs? Arrows pointing away from each other. No, and now let's just try switching those. I'm pretty sure that this was the first order that we tried. So the only other one that I don't know that we've tried would be arrows pointing away from each other. There we go. Vampire fangs, and then hourglass. That got it. Okay, so it's just figuring out the order. I would have liked to have done something other than just brute force it, but there we go. We just got word that the feds have Alan Wake in custody. He came out of the lake. He's dangerous. Everyone be on high alert. We need to take the writer out, spread the word. Yeah, no, the cult guys are they're doing what they believe to be right based on the fact that every other person that came out of the lake was dangerous. And by the way, I'm not convinced that Alan Wake Lake guy that came out isn't among the dangerous ones. So let's hopefully we don't get got by the dudes, but I do feel like we need to put up some...
Get the clicker to Wake and make him fix his attempt to play God. That's the plan. But the FBC have him.
Get Wake out of FBC custody. Federal Bureau of Control. Well, we'll do that in a minute. But Czar, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, are you going to give it another shot? Like, sometimes you're like, okay, I need to step away from this for right now. Okay, woods near Bright Falls. Put that one there. The note inside makes it sound like Wake is their next target. Bunker near Bright Falls. Put that one up. The note inside is pretty menacing. I regret that I don't actually remember which one that was. We'll go to the story next. This is all stuff that I can't do yet. And then the Cult of the Tree. Instructing cultists to take the writer out. Well, this would go to... What are they working towards? Why do they want to kill Wake? Really? I feel like that's relevant. That's the fact that they were being told to do so. So I kind of feel like that's important. Not maybe cult psychology?
Nope.
No. Cult working for or with someone. The cult knows Wake is here, and they clearly aren't fans of his. No, I don't think that they're fans of anybody that comes out of the lake. And then this is still all sealed off. All right, let's go over here, but this is going to be the radio interview. Terry's guest call. Zara says that it is on the hardest difficulty level, which means no autosaves. If I die, it's a restart from the last manual save, and since chapter 1, there is no manual save. So you gotta go through, like, all the dialogue and stuff again. Sounds very frustrating. So let's continue on down the road. So Zara's going to attempt to do chapter 1 off stream. I can certainly understand that. I remember when I played Darksiders 3, I really felt like I needed some extra time to practice the combat. So I did so, and then came back the next episode to say, listen, I didn't make any forward progress in the game, but I just ran around this area, got a bit of like extra practice with the moves and everything else. Hold on, we have another manuscript page here. And then came back feeling a lot more confident. Let me just double check, because we were... Well, hold on.
When the government seized the land around Cauldron Lake and set up their laboratory there, Ilmo Koskela knew they knew something. Together with his brother, they felt obliged to take a look inside. The Federal Bureau of Control's security was a joke. The Koskelas walked in delivering coffee. Back in Watery, they pored over the stack of files they grabbed. The FBC was researching something in the lake, something they called the Shadow. Everyone who went into the lake came back a monster. Hartman had gone into the lake. He'd come back bad. The FBC had captured him, interrogated him. Based on his ravings, Barbara Jagger had gone into the lake as far back as the 60s. She'd come back bad. The writer, Alan Wake, had gone into the lake. He'd faced Jagger, pushed some mystic light switch into a hole in her chest, flicked the switch and gotten rid of her. If Wake ever came back, he was bound to be bad as well.
Wait, was there something else I was... Oh, right. I just wanted to take a look at one thing, because we were fiddling around with the controls the other day, and I just wanted to double check that I didn't accidentally leave on path tracing. No, this is exactly where it's been. Okay. So, let's continue on down the path. We've done 2 out of the 3 cult sashes, and there is also a structure over here that we want to take a look at. And hello to Zerder! Zerder says, checked out next bid, but that heavily favors AIO coolers, and they don't like that. So, also, they don't have AMD GPUs at all. What is if there's any reputable custom PC sites for an American end user except Micro Center? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I can say that the increasing stability here has been of a concern, and like I said, we're hoping to get a more permanent resolution moving forward, but for now... Okay, I don't know why we can't at least attempt the bolt cutters on this. Oh, is this a screwdriverable one? I guess we would have found that out when we went to check the map.
More of those rhymes.
Okay, before we try the rhyme, let's take a look around the house. There might be new dolls. Oh, and actually, you know how we'll know? If we go here and we look under... nursery rhymes. It should show us if we have all the dolls, because there's a whole section for dolls. I feel like we're down 2 dolls. So let's look around here, and then we'll read the... what's it called? Test sites in Bright Falls. Oh, you guys, this is going to be a I think we have to go get the dolls before we can do this one, because this is showing us there's a new place. So this is going to go... Yeah. Ranger Station, Bunker Woods, and Boatyard. Somehow that is the very first one that I found. Manning your stations. Dr. Campbell, acknowledged and understood. That goes for both of us, Michaels and me. It really was not galvanating, as you put it, though, as I was attacked by some rabid animal out there in the woods, and Michaels helped me get medical attention in town. You should know all that if you read your messages, of course. In any case, orders received. Vega, assistant researcher. And then Dr. Campbell, this was apparently the original, the first message from Dr. Campbell to Vega and Michaels. It's come to my attention that both of you left your posts on several occasions while on duty to gallivant. Oh, was it not Did I say galvanizing? That's the way that I read it. Yeah, it was gallivanting. Okay. To gallivant around town on personal business. This is unacceptable. You are under strict FBC protocols regarding covertness and confidentiality, and as your supervisor, I'm responsible for your conduct at all times. If you find the work boring, too bad. You are to fulfill your roles and duties as I see fit and as the project requires. I'm changing your posts. I will be overseeing the watery area as it now has the most test sites to cover. The ranger cabin there will be my base of operations. Vega, you are moving to Cauldron Lake's Witchfinder station. Michaels, you are staying in the Brightfall station. I don't want to hear any excuses, but I do need you to acknowledge these orders. Alright, so got that. Right, we'll check that out in a second. I'm willing to bet that we can't do it yet. But we're going to look around upstairs. Our goal is to find 2 dolls. Ideally.
They're all so soft and sad.
So I was saying that a company called Origin is made up of ex-Alienware PC builders. Nope. Yeah, Zerder, what are you looking for? Is it a new gaming PC, a new productivity PC? I mean, I bet like Samalander and Jab know a whole... Samalander. Caroluna and Jab know a whole bunch about how to put together like a server-based PC if you're looking for a media server for your home. The fact that you mentioned AMD graphics cards makes me think it's for a gaming PC, but it could be for like video editing or whatever. How is there nothing upstairs? That just seems very unlikely. Maybe we get led up here later. Let's check the nursery rhyme, and let's not assume that we can't do it. We're gonna check. A child needs their mother to keep them safe, and a home is their hiding place, because outside the monsters roam and chase. When they ring their doorbell, don't yell. Don't tell them to go away. Give them treats and pray they won't rock your house down to the ground. Well, I have a child and a mother. So... I'm probably... I mean, I don't know. We could put mother on heart, and child might go in house or candy.
Doesn't look right.
Okay, let's put child here. The child stays at home.
That's not right.
Mother gives candy to child?
Nope.
I don't feel like I have a monster doll. Oops. Hold on, we're not leaving these dolls behind. So it's clearly only 2. We've got, I guess the bear could be a monster. That doesn't really feel right though. Wolf could also be monster. I'll tell you what, why don't we, rather than banging our heads against this, let's stop by the other testing centers and see if there's more dolls to pick up. Because if there's a monster doll, that might explain it all. Oh, look at this. Is that monster? It's monster doll. Okay, hold on. So where do we think monster doll would go? Outside monsters roam and chase. Well, none of these are like a tree or whatever. I don't know which one would be outside. Do monsters live in the water? Child stays at home.
Keep trying.
Child gets a treat. Mother loves the child.
No.
Mother stays at home.
Doesn't make sense.
Mother looks at child.
Nah.
Okay, maybe the monster looks at the child. And then the mother's at home.
Ugh.
Mother gives treats.
Think, Saga.
Child eats treats. A child? Okay, so you know what? Let's go with... I happen to notice that mother and monsters are capitalized. So I'm going to bet that it's mother. We've got monster. So where does mother go? Does mother go on heart?
Nope.
I don't know what the waves have to do with this, but we haven't tried it yet.
Doesn't make sense.
And we've already tried mother on candy. Whoops.
Doesn't look right.
Mother on candy, right?
Keep trying.
And just to verify, mother on home.
That's not right.
Okay. What's strange is that I can't really zoom in very far, but you can see the house, and then you can see the monster. I don't know which of these would represent outside. Like, we could put the monster on the candy. We would put the monster on the heart, which makes the least amount of sense. Yeah. Hello to Solid Chrome Hickey! Zara saying that he refuses to use water cooling. If anything goes wrong, instead of a bad part, you have a cooked PC. That is definitely a concern, and I've seen it happen. A child needs their mother to keep them safe, and a home as their hiding place. Because outside, the monsters roam and chase. When they ring their doorbell, don't yell, don't tell them to go away, give them treats and pray. They won't rock your house to the ground. I'm going to go to the next thing, the next testing site, because I don't feel like I'm getting closer here, and we may still be missing a doll. Okay, so that's a nursery rhyme. I feel like I missed one back here, but let's continue up the path because we really haven't seen anything over here the whole way. But Solid Chrome Hickey, hello to you. I hope that your Monday's gone well. People watching the VOD, they always know what day of the week these were recorded. I'm trying to search for a way to get down this cliff. Okay, is there any way down? There we go. Just make sure that I'm still headed in the direction that I want. Yeah. Hello to Hunter! Hunter, how was your Monday? I hope it went very well. I should have noted that under all circumstances, this, I think, will have to be a rather shorter stream than some of them. Only because I basically got no sleep. The information that we pulled out of last night's troubleshooting session was extremely valuable, and we wound up staying up much later than I should have, at least, to try to put some of it into practice. Okay, I'm not mad that we got turned around, because we're up on, like, a whole different pathway. I don't know what caused that guy to split in two, but we split him into quarters, so we win. Hunter says Monday's been going well. Yeah, I'll say that so far, on almost all counts, the Monday has gone better than the Sunday. The Sunday was very unsettled across a couple different axes, but Monday's been going really well. So, oh, hold on. I think this is just the stash.
Another cult stash?
Oh no, we haven't seen this one before. So that is a picture of like a fairy tale or something, and there's like Santa and the reindeer and what appears to be maybe like part of a house there with the icicles. Well, I have no idea what that means. Santa goes through chimneys. Let's go check the chimney at the house. And I want to go do it right now because I'm going to forget otherwise. So during the, oh no, we're not going to be able to stream this today section of yesterday, I started to talk about a movie that we watched over the weekend called Doors. Doors was a very bad movie, and I disliked it a lot. And what I'll say about it is, I didn't have any particular problem with the direction, and I thought the cast was very good for what they were given to work with. I thought that they prevailed as best as they could. The writing was very, very poor. I don't know if it's one of those movies where like a lot of it got cut out, or if the writers of the three different sections in this sort of anthology style movie just didn't talk to one another. But yeah, let me look in the chimney. Anything? No. That was my best guess to the Santa clue. We should continue to look around. But we already looked there. I do hear that merble, but there's nothing for us here right now. So let's continue to look around for Santa clues. So the premise of Doors is one day, and like if you start watching this movie, the beginning of it starts off strong. You get all like a whole bunch of like 911 calls of people phoning in and reporting unusual happenstances, and something's happening and they're not really sure what's going on, but people nearby are reacting badly. You're really intrigued, like, oh, what is this? What are they setting up for? The answer is not much. The premise of Doors, it's in the very first story. There's a group of kids, they're at high school, they're either in study hall or, I think under the circumstances, much more likely a detention, and their phones are confiscated and they're put away into this closet, and then things start to get more and more ominous as they can just hear all of the phones going on nonstop, and then like something like jet craft are flying overhead and they can hear a lot of sirens. There's a big buildup to like, oh my God, what's going on? Well, the teacher excuses himself and then doesn't return, which is, again, a nice bit of setup. Like, all of this was working really well. And eventually the students decide, well, nuts to this. And they just smash open this very, very flimsy cabinet where their phones are all being stored so that they can get up and see what's happening. And everything up until this point, I was pretty much on board for. And this is where shit just gets really stupid. So something is appearing everywhere, and everyone's referring to them as doors. Alien doors are showing up. I have no idea why anybody's calling these doors. I probably would have called them an obelisk, some sort of a monolith. They're basically large, square, flattish boards of, like,
another rhyme.
Moving lichen. And they sort of like seem to like pulse and react as people in particular come near them. And they're sort of like communicating with people telepathically. It's just a coffee cup. I saw the rhyme. I'm looking around for dolls. Okay, well, that's weird. Doesn't seem like we've got much in the way of actionable rules on this, but sure, the doors are appearing and people are behaving strangely nearby, and some of them are willingly walking towards the doors and disappearing. Again, I would just call these like like alien structures. They don't resemble doors at all, except that I guess people like walk up to them and then disappear, which is exactly what doesn't happen when you approach a door. But whatever, they go through them, so everyone has uniformly worldwide decided to call them doors. So here are the high school students, and they're like trying to like get out of the high school. Hold on, let's revisit this after we continue playing the game. The beach. To the beach, a child went wandering. Pretty shiny rocks she's gathering, but from the water a monster rose, a horrible beast with a pointy nose, and flapping wings and dragging toes. But the child was wrong. It was her mother all along, on a boat grabbing a towel that's already gone. So here's my best guess. Child on waves. Monster... Wait, what was it? From the water. Wait, the beach... None of this is beach. Let's put monster on boat, followed by mother on boat. Yeah, no. So I don't know which one of these is supposed to be beach, then.
Nah.
Does the monster live in the woods?
Think, Saga.
No. Okay, let's put the monster in the water. And then the child over here? I don't know what this is jewelry. It doesn't have anything to do with the beach.
That's it. Oh, shit.
Wait, how was that it? Can I read the rhyme again? You guys, why was child on jewelry? Oh, you know, we can read it again, can't we? It's going to be up here. This is Bright Falls. So we'll put this one right here. Canada says, to be frank, they don't teach the word obelisk to kids these days. Right, but if there was a cool movie, they could make use of it. The Monster Doll. We're going to put the Monster Doll next to Strange Dolls. Hello to Canada. Canada, I hope that your Monday's gone well. Oh, okay, so these guys are extra lethal. We learned that the hard way.
Oh.
Crap. I don't know if there's anything I can do if I can't see her.
Waiting! Shut up! Couldn't escape his gravity!
Okay, are you in charge now? Thank you for your patience. Oh, I still got the rifle. I don't know why I'm engaging these guys at, like, close range. Cut! Oh, no! Get off! Hey! Multiple A's. I don't know why that had absolutely no effect. Oh, fuck. It felt like a black hole. Twister! Patrolling the street! Lightsaber! Rattlesnake! Do I shine the light at him when he's like underwater? I'm just gonna call this underwater because I don't know what else to call it. I'm gonna try to shine the light. Okay. Carol Luna, thank you again for the request to quote. All right, I am as reloaded as I can be. So they seem to arrive when we solve the puzzle. So maybe the charm is going to be in this box, along with the ammo.
Lots of charms lying around here.
Okay, how do we feel about this charm? What does this do? Increases effectiveness of painkillers and trauma pads. Well, that seems pretty cool. Also, I picked up a flashbang at some point. Can I slot this someplace? Yeah, let's put that right there for now. Oh, hold on, and I also got... What's this? Rocket flare. Single shot flare inflicts heavy damage in a large area of impact. Well, I'm never gonna make use of it if I don't slot it. If your AIO leaks, says Maxine, they're going to give you at most a new AIO, but not a new GPU. There's no way for them to test whether the GPU was actually damaged by the AIO leaking. Is AIO short for something? I take it that we're talking about water coolers for, yeah, I definitely need to do this. Let's quick slot this there, since that's my flare button. I'm never going to remember to use it anyway. Okay. The boatyard is the other puzzle. And the other puzzle might have the last doll, which we might need, I don't know. So we're going to head up towards the boat place.
More of those kids' lunchboxes.
Boy, Saga, thank God you spoke up, because... Where specifically did you see that? Saga, help a friend out. What what lunchbox? That's the thing that we just opened. And then we came up here. It's a pre-built closed loop water cooling system. Oh no, Pirate Percy's got soggy pizza. How did that happen? There's been too much pizza coverage. Yeah, I see it. In my vicinity. I really want pizza. Remember that the story won't let anything bad happen to us, unless it's good for drama. Alright, we're gonna put that up on our case board. Oops. Okay, we want to go here, and we're gonna put this up in the Bright Falls area. And then the story. We're gonna have so much stuff as soon as we actually, like, can put that up. And is that it then? Okay, and we just got some more upgrade points. 16 is surely enough for something. I shoot the pistol more than anything, so I want to take another look at these. Increases the magazine size by 50%. That seems extremely cool, especially when I'm constantly running out of inventory space. Before we commit, sawed-off shotgun. Deals increased damage to enemies that are stunned, blinded, or knocked down. I don't know that I ever achieve any of those three things. Increases reload speed. I mean, yeah, that'd be nice, but it's not super critical. I don't even have the crossbow right now. Consecutive successful hits will significantly reduce the time between shots. I'm going to go with the pistol upgrade. I think we're going to go with increase the bullets. The number of bullets.
Saga had lost count of how many shots she'd fired, but she was sure it must have been more than she had in her magazine. And yet, she'd not run out of ammo. As if the magazine had grown to fit more bullets. She fired again.
Okay. Now... we're going to head up towards the boatyard. So, in the movie Doors, now the kids know what's going on, and their plan is to leave the high school. Oh, and by the way, like, a lockdown gets initiated, but then when, like, the power goes out, the electronic lock well, it's not an electronic lock, the remote controlled lock on the door to their study hall / detention center / library / giant conference hall, like visibly fritzes out, like sparks fly out of it, and that's how they know that they can now leave. Sure. As far as I could tell, they were not magnetic locks. They were actually just remote controlled deadbolts, and it's been a couple days since we've seen it, and maybe that, like, they found the keys to actually, like, manually unlock the door, but in the moment it really felt like, but aren't they now just locked in and nobody can remotely let them out? That's what I thought was the takeaway from that. But now they're going to leave the school. Except they're not. They're going to wander down this one hallway for some reason, and there they encounter one of these doors, which is completely filling the hallway, and it sort of looks like some black lichen that is sort of like moving and flipping and reacting to them, and one of them starts interacting with one of the students telepathically, and this is represented on screen as words that come up like come closer, you know, they don't like you, and so forth. Just sort of like starting to manipulate this person, who they make a big point of. One of the characters calls the character she, and the person says, I'm not a she, but then they never specify what the correct pronouns are. So I'm just going to go with they. I just don't remember that they ever clarified that, which as a viewer is a little annoying. Like, I want to know what the correct way is, and they don't give that to us. So we'll just go with they for now. It turns out not to matter at all, because what does this crew of like 4 students decide to do? Basically hang out just a couple inches in front of this door until they have a sufficient number of disagreements that they wind up shoving each other into the door. And, like, if you're thinking, well, I'm sort of yada-yadaing over a lot of it, I'm really not. The person who we'll call main character, I think the name was Ash. Ash has a crush on one of the other students, the student with long brown hair. The student with long brown hair seems to be into it, which is cool, and the two of them, like, have a quick kiss until John Bender from... what's it called? The Breakfast Club comes along and says, hey, you get your hands off her. This is the kid who was, like, aggressively misgendering Ash. I don't know what we're supposed to feel about this. I couldn't think of... even though this kid was giving the teacher some lip, I have absolutely no idea why John Bender character is suddenly, like, super protective of long-haired girl. So... then the two of them get into a push-shove match, and everybody winds up going to the door. The end. They just disappear, and that's the end of the story. At no point is anybody doing the thing that I think that I would do, and I think that everybody else would do, which would be to give this weird, creepy black thing a completely wide berth and go find any other way out of the school, up to and including trying to smash out a window.
Another one of those rhymes.
They try nothing. Plan A is to hang out within arm's reach of the door and basically dare it to grab them. They have no idea what they're looking at. They don't know if something's going to come through. They don't know if it can grab them, if it can, like, use some sort of, like, a gravitational pull to suck them in. They have no idea. But they do know that there's no place they'd rather be than right here. They don't even fucking try to find a different way out of the school. And just as a viewer, this seems very obnoxious, because it is the least likely way that you would expect these characters to react in this situation. They know it's an emergency. Their texts are going off. There's jet aircraft, like, flying overhead. There's alarms blaring. You would think that even as teenagers, their number one priority would be to reunite with their family or other friends, or, I don't know, fucking somebody. I would really like to save it, by the way. Yeah, let's go to the Elder Lodge here, since I found my way back into town. But they don't, and they all go through the door, and then that's it, and you don't find out anything more about it, because this is an anthology movie, and then they go on to the second story. The second story introduces us to a new group of people who, again, the actors are all fine. I want you to understand that in this and in the previous segment, I don't have any problem with the actors. It really is the story and the storytelling that I object to. All right, so our coffee mug is over here somewhere. Hold on. I really want to save it, because it's been a minute, and if I die, I don't know how far back I'm going to get set. Right, this is our actual place, but, like... This is our actual real-world place that we're hanging out. It's not the Mind Palace. I know it looks just like it. Where do we save the game? Where do we save the game? Over here, apparently. I don't see a thermos over here. So, the text on screen sort of very clumsily informs us that the alien doors have appeared, millions of them, all over the world. 500 million people are now missing and unaccounted for. So the government has decided to institute the Knockers initiative, where they're going to start sending teams of people through the doors. This has a 100% fatality rate, so I don't know why they're continuing to do it. Hold on, Maxine says usage systems are built fail-safe, meaning without power, they automatically open. Oh, right, like the door in the thing. You would think that that would make the most sense, but I would swear that you could see a physical, like a magnetic lock, right? That if they lose power, the doors open up. Like the physical human doors, not the alien doors. I just didn't see that as being the way that that went. But again, maybe it does. They get out of the library. It's fine. This honestly is not the biggest problem with the story. But yes, you would think that it would be... I think what it was is that they didn't have a place that had, like, magnetic doors, so they just filmed it inside of, like, a regular-ass library that had deadbolts. They just had a human being stand on the other side and, like turn the lock so it looked like a deadbolt. That's what I think happened. Look, it's a low-budget movie. I'm not going to complain too badly about the budget. I am going to complain about, like, Jesus Christ with this writing. Let me put this away. And that's what we've got. So I have very little pistol ammo, but we do have a little bit. I don't want to ever not have my pistol. That's really our main thing. How am I so full on ammo when I like on stuff? Hold on. Because we can fill up. Saga, she's not allowed to reload her pistol? Hold on. No. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So here's what we'll do. I think we're going to swap out rifle for, what's it called, for a bit. Except I can't do that. Hold on. Oh, and healing. Yeah, we have to have a trauma pad. So, let's bring up one trauma pad. We're going to move that over here. We're going to move this trauma pad over. Then we're going to move this here. And then we're going to get some arrows. Because at least the arrows are reusable, and hopefully we'll find some more... What's it called? Yeah, I've got 4 in the quiver and 4 more on me, so this is going to be fine. And I've got some more healing than I had before. Alright, let's save it. Let's save it, because who knows? Save. Okay, was there anything else we needed out here? No, alright.